Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Rashid Iqbal. In today's video, we are going to learn one of the most important topic in electrical design, that is short circuit current calculation. We will start from the basic concept, understand what short circuit current actually means, and then go step by step through a real calculation example. By the end of this video, you will be able to calculate fault current at any point in the electrical system like a transformer, panel or load end. So the question arises here, what is short circuit current actually? So whenever 2 points in an electrical circuit that are normally at different voltage comes in contact with each other like face to face, or we can say phase to neutral or phase to earth, then short circuit happens. During this condition, the current bypasses the normal load and flow through a very low resistance path. Because the resistance is very small, the current suddenly increases to a very high value. This high current is called short circuit current, or we can say fault current. It can be 10 to 20 times greater than the normal current and can cause serious damage to cable, circuit breaker and equipment if not properly controlled. That's why before designing any electrical system, we must calculate short circuit current at every point so that we can select safe and suitable protection device. So now next question arises, why do we need to calculate short circuit current? Actually, short circuit current calculation help us to select circuit breaker with proper breaking capacity and verify bus bar and cable with withstand capacity. So always ensure overall safety and reliability of the system. Now let's take a practical example. Here we have one transformer supplying power to an LV panel. Then LV panel is feeding to SMDB. And finally, SMDB is feeding to distribution board, or we can say DB. So we will start from 1000 kVA transformer with a voltage of 11 kV by 415 volt and an impedance of 6%, which is labeled on the transformer. You can see here, this is 6% impedance. And the transformer supply power to LV panel through a 4-core by 400 square mm copper cable, and its length is 20 meter. This is the total length supplying from transformer to LV panel. From the LV panel, power goes to the SMDB through a 4-core 70 square mm copper cable, and its length is 40 meter. And finally, to the DB through a 4-core 10 square mm cable, and its length is 30 meter. So let's start with full load current calculation of the transformer. As we know this formula for 3-phase, P equal to root 3 VI. This P is the power in kVA, root 3, V is the voltage, and I is current, or we can say full load current. Through this formula, we can calculate full load current here. So I just write here IFL, this is full load current, equal to P multiplied by 1000, because this is in kVA, that's why I multiply by 1000, divided by root 3 V voltage. Now we will substitute all this value here. We have 1000 kVA transformer, so I will write here 1000 multiplied by 1000 divided by 1.732. This is the root 3 value, multiplied by 415. After solving this equation, we get 1391 ampere. This is the full load current of the transformer. You can also see in this transformer level here, you can see this full load current LV side 1391. Now we will calculate short circuit current or fault current at the transformer LV terminal. Here we need to calculate short circuit current. So the formula is ISC. This SC is the suffix of short circuit current. So ISC equal to IFL, what we calculated here, 1391 multiplied by 100 divided by Z percentage. This is impedance percentage. Impedance percentage, I said it is 6, which is mentioned on the transformer level plate. Let me substitute all these value, equal to 1391 multiplied by 100 divided by 6. After solving this equation, we get 23,200 amps. This is the short circuit current. Keep remember, this is the highest fault current in our system, right at the transformer. So the short circuit current at the transformer secondary is approximately 23.2 kiloampere. We just convert into kiloamp. So this is the short circuit current at the LV side of transformer. Now to calculate fault current beyond the transformer, for example at the LV panel, we need the transformer impedance in ohms. Because it is mentioned in percentage, now we need to convert into ohms. Because cable have resistance and reactance in ohm. So to add cable impedance with transformer impedance, both must be in the same unit, that is ohm. So we already calculated short circuit current at the transformer secondary side, that is 23.2 kiloampere. Using this value, we can calculate transformer impedance in ohm. So we have a formula Z equal to this TR suffix of transformer, V divided by root 3 multiply by ISC. This is short circuit current. Now let me substitute all this value in the formula. 415 divided by 1.732 multiplied by 23,200. After solving this, we get 0.0103 ohms. This is the transformer impedance referred to LV side. However, as we move away from the transformer, the fault current reduces because of cable impedance. The cable have their own resistance and reactance, which oppose the current flow. Now we move from the transformer to LV panel. The cable here is 4-core 400 square mm copper cable, and its length, as I said, 20 meter long. Now we need to convert this 20 meter into kilometer. So after converting, we need to divide 1000. So it becomes 0.02 kilometer. As we know, the impedance of cable can be calculated as Z equal to under root R square plus X square, where R is the resistance and X is the reactance of the cable. So from the catalog, we can find the resistance and reactance of 4-core 400 square mm cable. Let me open manufacturer cable catalog to check the resistance and reactance value. Here you can see it is 0.066 ohm per kilometer. This is the resistance. This is the resistance of this cable. And its reactance, you can see here, it is mentioned 0.070 ohm per kilometer. This is the reactance. Now we need to multiply resistance with 0.02 because our cable length is 20 meter, and after converting in kilometer, it becomes 0.02 kilometer. So we need to multiply resistance with 0.02. So the total resistance we will get here 0.00132 ohm. This is the resistance value of 20 meter cable. Now let me multiplying the reactance by 0.02. It gives 0.0014 ohm. So these are the value of reactance of 20 meter cable. Now let me put this resistance and reactance value in the above formula. Z1 equal to root under 0.00132 square plus 0.0014 square. When we do that, we get approximately 0.00193 ohms. This is the impedance at LV panel side. Now we need to add cable impedance to the transformer impedance. Previously we calculated transformer impedance as 0.0103 ohms. You can see here, this is transformer impedance 0.0103, and the cable impedance we just calculated is 0.00193 ohms. So the total impedance from the transformer up to LV panel become total Z equal to ZTR. This is for transformer impedance plus Z1. I consider Z1 for cable impedance from transformer to this LV panel. So let me substitute these values. 0.01033 plus 0.00193 equal to 0.01225 ohm. This is the total impedance from transformer to LV panel, including transformer and cable. Now we have to find short circuit current at LV panel side. So as we know the formula, Z equal to V divided by root 3 multiplied by ISC, short circuit current. So I can write this formula like this. ISC equal to V divided by root 3 multiplied by Z. This is impedance. Substituting the value into the formula, 415 by square root of 3 multiplied by 0.01225. This is the impedance up to LV panel. This gives approximately 19540 amp, which is equal to 19.54 kilo amp. So this is the total short circuit current at LV panel side. This LV panel side, the short circuit current is 19.5 kilo amp. Based on this calculated fault current, the circuit breaker installed at the LV panel side must have a breaking capacity higher than 19.5 kilo amps. Since breakers are available in standard rating, so we select the next higher standard value. So we select MCCB, which short circuit rating is 25 kilo ampere, would be appropriate selection. Now let us move further downstream from the LV panel to SMDB. Here the cable used is 4 core 70 square mm copper cable and its length is 40 meter long. After converting in kilometer, it becomes 0.04 kilometer. And the catalogue resistance of this cable is 0.343 ohm per kilometer. I took from catalogue. And the reactance is 0.074 ohm per kilometer. I took this value from the cable catalogue. Multiplying resistance by 0.04 gives 0.01372 ohms. And multiplying reactance by 0.04 gives 0.0296 ohm. Now substitute this value in this above formula. Z2 equal to 0.01372 whole square plus 0.00296 whole square. Z2 I mentioned because I just consider impedance from LV panel to SMDB. This part I considered Z2 impedance. So after solving this equation, we get 0.01403 ohm. This is the impedance at SMDB side. Now we need to add this to the previous total impedance. So the total impedance up to SMDB is Z equal to ZTR. This is transformer impedance plus Z1. This is cable impedance from transformer to LV panel plus Z2. This is the cable impedance from LV panel to SMDB. As we calculated transformer impedance 0.01033 plus 0.00193, this is Z1, and 0.01403, this is Z2, what we calculated here. After adding this whole impedance, it becomes 0.02629 ohm. This is the total impedance up to SMDB. Now we need to calculate short circuit current at SMDB panel. As I said, this formula Z equal to V divided by root 3 multiplied by ISC. So let me substitute the value in this formula. 415 by square root of 3 multiplied by 0.02629. It gives a short circuit current of approximately 9114 ampere, which is equivalent to 9.1 kilo ampere. I just converted into kilo ampere. So this is 9.1 kilo ampere is the short circuit current at SMDB side. So at the SMDB, a breaker with short circuit current rating, at least it should be 10 kilo ampere. But in practice, engineer normally select a 15 kilo ampere MCCB to maintain safe margin. So here I selected 15 kilo ampere MCCB. Finally, we move from SMDB to DB, final distribution board. The cable here is 4 core 10 square mm copper cable and its length is 30 meter long. After converting into kilometer, it becomes 0.03 kilometer. The cable resistance from catalogue, we get 2.33 ohm per kilometer and the reactance is 0.084 ohm per kilometer. So let me multiply resistance by 0.03. It gives 0.069 ohms, and multiplying reactance by 0.03, which gives 0.00252 ohms. Now substitute this in the same formula. Here I write Z3 impedance. This is the cable from SMDB to dB. This part of the cable Z3 equal to root under 0.069 whole square plus 0.00252 whole square. After solving this, we get 0.07 ohm. Now we need to find total impedance up to dB, means from transformer to dB. So we need to calculate all impedance like a transformer impedance, previous cable impedance from transformer to LV panel, and from LV panel to SMDB, and from SMDB to dB. So the total Z equal to ZTR plus Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Let me substitute these values. ZTR is the 0.01033 plus 0.00193 plus 0.01403 plus 0.07. After adding this, we get 0.09629 ohm. This is the total impedance of 0.09629 ohm up to dB distribution board. Now we will find short circuit current for dB side. So we have to substitute value in the same formula. ISC equal to 415 divided by root 3 multiplied by 0.09629. After solving this equation, we get 2488 ampere, which is equivalent to 2.5 kiloampere. So at the dB, standard 6 kiloampere or 10 kiloampere MCB is more than sufficient. So friends, as we calculated, short circuit current is 23.2 kiloampere at the transformer side, and it reduces to 19.5 kiloampere at the LV panel, then 9.1 kiloampere at the SMDB side, and finally 2.5 kiloampere at dB side. So in our calculation, let me clarify one very common doubt related to safety factor and breaker selection. In this example, the short circuit current has been calculated using actual transformer data, cable size and installation length without adding any percentage safety factor. This is intentionally because the safety factor is not applied during fault current calculation. The calculation only represents the theoretical fault level at a specific point in the system under present condition. In real installation, however, the engineers are free to select higher short circuit rated breaker to cover worst case operating condition. Therefore, breakers are never selected exactly equal to the calculated fault current. We always choose the next higher standard breaking capacity or even higher if required by the project. So through this example, we have seen how fault current changes across the system and how it helps in selecting proper protection. So if this video helped you, support my channel by liking it, sharing with others, and subscribing for more practical electrical engineer contents. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.